Refusing to answer an email or a call after working hours. Not doing a work assignment you feel isn't your job description. Insisting if your employer wants you to go above and beyond, then they need to pay you extra for it. Well, today, quiet quitting, the idea that employees only do what is in their job description within the hours they were hired to do it, has become more than just a social media hashtag. It has become a movement. But most business owners say this is just a bunch of slacker employees hiding behind a snappy slogan to make lazy sound better. Take a look.
Workers from California to New York are demanding higher wages and better working conditions.
Your employer does not care about you. They don't care what you sacrifice.
It's called quiet quitting, where people who may not necessarily be ready to throw in a towel, but are no longer going that extra mile to impress their bosses.
If you are bending over backwards and putting in 20, 30 years at a company because you're hoping to get rewarded, you are setting yourself up for an epic disappointment.
According to a new Gallup poll, half of workers are stressed, and 1 in 5 battle anger or sadness during the day.
This job sucks. Like, this job is not fun, and we're not getting paid enough.
The reality is many of us that are in my age or a little older, a little younger, are working jobs that do not care about us as people. I am not going to kill myself over a job that doesn't care about me as a human being.
Well, boy, oh boy, do I want to hear from everybody on this one. Joining us is Ryan Steiger, a labor employment lawyer, as well as the founder of Centurion Trial Attorneys. He says quiet quitting is not laziness, it's just common sense. Also joining us is Brent Wilsey, president of Wilsey Asset Management, who has 43 years of experience working with businesses and corporations. He says quiet quitting is the epitome of lazy. So, two very different ideas. Now, Ryan, welcome.
Thank you.
You think this makes common sense?
Absolutely. Every bit of effort invested by an employee is an investment in something they're hoping to get from a job. Sometimes it's a paycheck, sometimes it's a promotion. If you're asking them to put in extra, there has to be a reason to do extra.
Well, where do you draw the line of what's extra and what's not?
We look at the job description. Quiet quitting is just doing the job you were hired to do within the schedule you've been given to do it.
How do you get ahead if you're a quiet quitter?
Well, you can get ahead as a quiet quitter. One of the logical fallacies we make is we assume that if you're not putting in extra hours all the time and going the extra mile, you're never going to get promoted. There's such a thing as becoming too valuable to promote. If you're producing too much value in the position you are in, the employer has no incentive to move you up. They're going to keep you right there where you're producing good profits for them. What they're going to do is they're going to give that promotion to an outside hire or the boss's kid.
Really? So you said you really resent stereotyping this younger generation, these quiet quitters, as all being lazy.
I do, and I don't think it's a generational thing. Whether you've been working your whole life for 30, 40 years in a company, or if you're brand new to the workforce, quiet quitting is really for everyone. It's about setting healthy boundaries and being attentive to what gives us a return in our life and what makes life worth living.
What do you think about this?
They're lazy. They are. And again, this is a nice way to say you're lazy. Oh, quiet quitting. I think I saw the thing, slackers and so forth. This does not work for our country. And what worries me is that in America, the United States, we are becoming very lazy, very soft. This is not good for our country. I mean, there's like 9.8 billion people in the world. We're 330 million here. There's a lot of countries around the world that hate the United States. And if we're not producing, if we're not working hard, we're going to be, well, and actually by 2050, China says they're the world power. Now, if we're going to be lazy here and not work hard and produce as a country and work together as a team, you better learn Chinese, because in 30-some years, you're going to be speaking Chinese, I believe.
I think Mandarin is the national language there.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Santana Maynard.
Go ahead.
I think it's hard to say that things are so black and white. I think, yes, there are people that are lazy, but this is such a phenomenon now that I think we should look into it. I was a former teacher, and I feel like I silent quit to pursue my passion right now, which is voiceover. But during that time I was a teacher, think there was poor leadership, it was low pay, and the kids were great. The kids were awesome, but everyone was stressed out. And it's more about quality over quantity.
Hunter, you say she's describing the hustle culture, and you say this is a protest against the hustle culture.
In my opinion, I believe quiet quitting is a protest for workers' rights. If I work at a job and my job description is 9 to 5 and I'm supposed to do A, B, and C, and at 5 o'clock I'd like to go home to my friends and family and focus on other parts of my life that are frankly more important than work, and my employer says, hey, we actually need you to do X, Y, Z for no extra pay, I'm going to resist that because I don't find that work is the most important thing in my life, nor do I think it should be the most important in anybody's lives. I think down the road, you can have all the money in the world, but if 50 years from now you didn't spend that time with your friends or family or yourself, I don't feel that that's a very beneficial, it's not a very fulfilling life. And so I think our generation is tired of working to live.
I also think it's unfair to just assume that they're lazy if they're not working in the office. It's not about being lazy. I think it's about where you apply, where you work hard. For me, I did my job, I got my job done every day, and then I applied my hard work to what I did outside of work because it was what I was passionate about.
I worry about the social media, and I mean, you kind of see the videos and you're getting all these views and likes about it, but you're not really having, I think, a real conversation. You're expressing this idea of quiet quitting that then is spreading across people that are thinking, well, hey, my employer is a bad person. All employers are bad people. All they care about is profit. That's not true. There's so many great employers out there that do care about their employees, and that's not being portrayed. And you're, I think, spreading this notion to people that that's causing a lot of issues. I mean, you look at productivity right now in our country, that has fallen. We've had the worst decline since the late 1940s. And output is starting to fall.
I'm familiar with the statistic you're talking about. You're right. We have had the lowest decline since 1947 was the last time. This is from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. But if you zoom out, and you guys are in finance, when the market looks a little rough, you don't tell your clients to panic sell. You say, zoom out, look at the overall trend. And the overall trend since 47 has been worker productivity is steadily increasing. As our technologies improve, as the education of the workforce improves, as our ability to wear multiple hats, workers are more productive. So if this generation is lazy, they're doing a good job hiding it.
We're going to add a businesswoman who worries quiet quitting has become so trendy that it may undo the strong work ethic she and other parents have for their children after the break.
I think your 20s are supposed to be where you work 12 jobs and you fail at 10 of them because you're learning.
I'd love to see 10, 20 years from now from some of those that are choosing quiet quitting. So, well, where did that get you and where are you today?
Well, times, they seem to be a-changing, but that's true every generation. Look, we talked about this when I was y'all's age. The days of the early bird getting the worm, maybe that's an outdated view. I don't know, unless you're getting paid to get up that early and eat that worm. Some feel this is part of a new wave of slacker employees who place personal life flexibility over hard work. Now, there's an old saying that you never met a man on his deathbed who said, I wish I'd spent more time at the office. Amy Scruggs, you own your own media training company, right?
I do.
And why do you say quiet quitters are just not dependable employees?
I've spent over 30 years building my career. I haven't slept in 30 years, and I'm proud of it because it's the daily pursuit of my passion and potential that I can do every day that gives me that reward. And if I've got someone working with me or for me, and they're not passionate about what they're doing, then if you become passionate about it and you say, I want to give my best today, you don't know what opportunities are going to open up. And I've raised kids. I've got 4 adult kids, 2 step kids, all grown. And I've spent my entire time teaching them work ethic and being responsible for themselves and saying, am I giving my best today? Because opportunities will find you if you're putting your best out there. And I'd love to see what conversations are going to happen 10, 20 years from now from some of those that are choosing quiet quitting. So, well, where did that get you and where are you today?
Well, let's take these two for a second. You got your hand up, I'll come right to you in just a second. These two right here, Hunter and Ryan, I've read everything you guys have had to say. I've looked at things about you, your interviews, tapes and all. These are two really smart young men. But it seems to me you haven't found a passion. And I think, just let me give you a little Dr. Phill advice. If you go through life without finding a passion, then you're just like going through the motions, and everything is work. It is uphill. But if you find your passion, then not every day's fun, but then it doesn't feel like work. Because let me tell you, everybody, I don't care, you, I don't care if you work for the post office, everybody's in business for themselves. You're all a company of one, you're in business for yourself, you're working to make your company of one, and then maybe it becomes 2, 10, 20, 100. You're all doing this for yourself so you can create whatever life you want, whether it's to be surfing or running a company or whatever. But you got to have that passion. Do you have a passion?
Well, absolutely, but I think we put a lot of pressure on young individuals to find this passion at a young age, or we're expecting middle schoolers to know what they want to major in college. I think to put so much pressure on young individuals and the youth in America, I think also ties into the lack of work ethic, because we're putting an immense amount of pressure that, oh, you're 14, you should know what you want to major in, you're 18, you should know what you want to do for the rest of your life. I think your 20s are for messing up. I think your 20s are supposed to be where you work 12 jobs and you fail at 10 of them because you're learning. And I think, too, the idea that just because you guys built businesses, quiet quitting's not saying you didn't work hard for that. I fully believe that every single one of us in this room has worked hard for what we have. And I think it's ignorant to say that just because I did something, everybody else can. There's so many other factors at play. And so just to say that I have a business and I've run it for 30 years, everybody can, and the people that don't are lazy,
that may not be for you.
Fair.
You have your own law firm.
Absolutely.
Everybody in your class gets their own law firm?
No, they do not.
Why did you get yours?
I had an opportunity. I think something that we missed.
Right?
Yeah, we missed something.
Was it easy or hard?
It was extremely hard.
But you did it.
I did do it.
Why?
I want to point out that pursuing your passion is a privilege. We have to check ourselves for a minute and not assume that everyone has the same opportunity. Some people are working a minimum wage job that one person might say is a dead end and they're not applying themselves, but they fail to realize this person is trying to make rent every month. They're trying to fill up their tank with gas. And then when they get home, they're just exhausted. I am so fortunate that I had a supportive community that helped me build my law firm. I am not self-made. Most people aren't.
I had jobs that were not pleasant. And every one of those jobs that I went in and said, I'm going to give my best today, and I'm going to find something I love in this. It might be a coworker I love, even though I don't agree with the corporate model of what it was. Every one of those opportunities came from it that brought me out elsewhere to something I was even more passionate about, because I did the right thing every day. And
again,
I gave my
not
best.
Everybody can do that, though.
You can give your best every day.
I would strongly disagree. Just because that's been your lived experience does not mean there's so many other factors. There's race, there's gender, there's age, there's so many, there's, physical ability. The same person that is in your job that is in a wheelchair might not have the same opportunity that you did. So yes, I'm not saying you didn't work hard. And I'm saying we can't just say because I did it, you can too. That's completely an ignorant.
But you can do something to be the most that you want to be. And maybe what you want to do is go watch the grass grow. And if that's it, I have no problem with that. I don't step on anybody's dreams, but you got to be honest with yourself about what you're doing. And I think quiet quitting is bull. I do. I think you're just lying to yourself about that. And I think you're telling them what they want to hear for God knows why. Because if they look, everybody's planning what the future's going to be and what they're going to make the future. The future's going to determine what you do. You're not going to determine the future. The future's going to determine you. What do you want to say back there?
I just started working at a grocery store. All night, my job is to come in, bring a bunch of boxes that the vendors brought in, bring it to the back, organize it, and fix everything on the shelves to make it look pretty. That's my every night. I'm an actor. How do I find the passion when the reason I get up is to not watch the grass grow, but to act?
Answer that right after the break. Is only wanting to work from home code for laying around in your pajamas and taking advantage of your employer? Some say absolutely. Plus, a young man who is taking remote work to a whole new level. We'll add that after the break. We'll be right back.
You're working hard, it sounds like, but you're promoting not working hard.
That's not what we're promoting at all.
That's the thing that I saw.
Listen, what we're saying and what you're hearing are two different things.
From Zoom meetings to home offices, the pandemic has changed how we do business.
A recent Bloomberg study found that nearly 40% of the workers they polled would leave their jobs if they were forced to work full-time in the office.
There is literally no good reason to return to the office. None. It's a bad idea. Returning to the office is a pay cut. Americans are spending almost $5,000 a year on gas. That's almost double what they were spending last year. Remote work is the future, and I would question the motives of anyone who's fighting this trend.
Finding a job that allows you freedom, happiness, and the flexibility to enjoy your life, I mean, that's great if you can do it. And we just had a question for Amy before the break about how do you find passion in a job that's just a means to an end. How'd you want to answer that, Amy? I've sure got an answer.
Sure. For you in particular, you want to be an actor. What a beautiful opportunity for you to get used to being in an uncomfortable situation, putting in that extra work, because if you get those roles you really want, you're going to be working long, hard days. And what a great opportunity for you to practice your craft and your acting while you're moving boxes, while you're in the storehouse. Be the best person you can be in that job, because you don't know those skills you're learning you're going to need later.
Is that not quiet quitting? Doing another job while you're working is like, you say go in and be passionate, give it your all, do your best, but him going into work and practicing acting, is that fair to his employer?
Well, but that job doesn't require 100% of everything that...
But I'm speaking to her point. She said you should go in and give your all no matter what your job is. Waiting tables.
He's in a good mindset. He's thinking through things of what he wants. He's meditating on the things he's going towards, saying this job is going to elevate me to where I want to be.
He's
being in a
working
positive
his job,
mindset.
so it's a means to an end.
Income for him.
It's essentially a means to an end. When you get those jobs, that's what I'm saying. It's not about the passion or the hard work or how dedicated you are as a worker or how good you are an employee. It's about if I'm a hard worker, I'm going to go into my work. I'm going to do exactly what I'm required to do. And then I'm going to put my true hard-working effort into what I'm passionate about.
You took remote working to a whole new level, right?
Yeah.
What did you do? You converted a van, right?
Yeah, so I used to work for the government. I used to work 9 to 5 on the F-35 program, and then I worked for DARPA for about a year. And then when the pandemic sent everyone to...
You're not going to have to kill us if you tell us what you
I can't talk about it, but...
okay, go ahead.
But, yeah, and then when the pandemic sent us full telework, I'd always thought about living in a van. I thought it would be cool to travel and do all that, but I never really had the time or really the money. And then when I had the full-time job and I was able to work from home, it kind of became a reality and I was able to pursue it. And I decided to build a van, and I built the van while working my full-time job. So I was working 9 hours a day and then after work every day for 6 hours for 6 months straight and every weekend. So I had no social life, no free time. Put that hard work into something that I was passionate about. And then I traveled the country while still working my full-time job for just about 7 months, and then I figured that I was building a following online. I could pursue it full time, so I quit my job about 5 months ago, and here we are today.
And you all seem to be working very hard. What I'm hearing, and the danger I see in you people, and I'll say you three, is that you're working hard, it sounds like, but you're promoting not working hard.
That's not what we're promoting at all. You
That's the
completely
videos
missed
that I
that.
saw.
Listen, what we're saying and what you're hearing are two different things.
You called us lazy. We're saying
I
we're
don't
not
call you lazy. I said there's lazy people out there.
We
and what
need to
you're
be clear
looking
about what
at
the problem
is that if
here.
you're not working hard, you're lazy. Now, what I'm hearing from you is a completely different story than the people that I see that you're talking to.
Yeah, they don't sound like quiet quitters to me.
They do not sound like quiet quitters.
Do you see the people I talk to?
It's like you're saying one thing, but you're doing something else. You're telling everybody else, be quiet, don't work too hard, don't push too hard. You're working hard, I can tell. You sound like you're working hard. So do you. And how can you guys promote this to other people? You're making them like, oh, I'll just be lazy because these guys say it's okay.
No, you've completely missed the mark. I'm
Well,
sorry.
I think a lot of other people miss the mark too, what you're saying.
No, I think
clear.
you're wrong, and here's why. We're telling people to put effort in a place where it produces a valuable return. We're not saying slack off and undermine your boss. We're saying, listen, your employer isn't upset that you're not working hard. They're upset that you're not working hard for them and making money for them. Now, do your job. Do what is expected of you, but conserve your best efforts for something that actually pushes you forward.
Why is it either or?
I don't think it has to be, but emotions get so high sometimes we look at it that way.
But that's what you're saying. You know, check the boxes, save yourself for something else. I'm telling you, everything I've ever done has prepared me for what I'm now doing. And I'm fortunate in that. If I'd have been selling shrimp out of a van in a river, maybe that wouldn't have been the case. But everything I've ever done, you know, I worked at a grocery store like you're talking about, and so I worked with people a lot. Really, everything I've ever done has prepared me for what I'm doing now.
That's the human experience. I was a firefighter before I was a lawyer, and that surprises a lot of people. Not a lot of folks leave that profession to do this one, but as we grow up, sometimes our interests and our values do change. What I will say is, look, if I am an employer, I have employees too. I expect my employees to meet my standard, and my standard is pretty rigorous. That's on us. We're the ones who hire them and make the job description. If you're not happy with an employee doing the job you told them to do the way you told them to do it, if you're saying that's quiet quitting, that's not good enough.
Yeah.
You got to accept your leadership responsibility.
You want to say something, sir?
I was a quiet quitter. I was a good boy, went to college, graduated college with a degree in journalism. I thought journalism was my passion. And actually, for the first few years, I actually really enjoyed it. I loved the newsroom environment. But after that second, third, and the fourth year, those last 2 years, I was quiet quitting. I was going through the motions of editing a video. I felt like a robot. The quiet quitting was taking a toll on my mental health. So I quit my job as a video editor to do freelance video, and now I'm only doing things I want to do.
Okay, we have to take a break. Yeah. We'll be right back.
We sacrificed. And that's what you want. You want to have the new car, you want to be able to go to concerts, all this other stuff, and not sacrifice for that house.
I don't believe that our generation has the same hope and opportunity. So many people my age are coming to the realization that we're just the idea and the notion that we're just able to buy a home in this climate just by putting in some extra hours is outrageous and honestly just so ignorant. 50 years ago, yeah, you could work at McDonald's and put a down payment on a house in your mid-20s. In today's date, that is not possible.
Hunter, that wasn't possible 50 years ago either.
Maybe 50 years ago, you couldn't flip burgers and buy a house, right? The point is, back in your guys' is your day, you could purchase a house and have hope and opportunity down the road.
We sacrificed, and that's what you want. You want to have the new car, you want to be able to go to concerts, all this other stuff, and not sacrifice for that house. When I got a house,
I don't think that's what they said, though.
Well, you said we don't have the same opportunity. It was the same back then. You had to sacrifice, but a lot of you younger people don't want to sacrifice. I think our priorities are different.
You want to say something?
We're stuck in this capitalistic system where it's always going to be profit over people. I generally don't think that any job is worth your mental sanity or your mental health.
Mental health is so important.
Exactly.
There needs to be a balance.
There are some people that are born into privilege and don't really even have to work. So this whole idea of just hard work doesn't add up.
You say it's just a capitalist society. If you don't believe in that, don't do it. You got to decide what your definition of success is. And it's different for everybody. For them, maybe it's creating a company and building generational wealth. If that's their definition of success, then know what it is and pursue it with passion. If yours is different, at least know what your definition of success is. Know what it is, so you're taking defined action towards a known outcome. Know what it is. And I think the key to success in this world is having knowledge that is consequential to the world. And if you can be replaced in 2 hours, you don't have consequential knowledge. Develop a skill set that is consequential and market it however you want. My philosophy all my life has been to market my education in a non-traditional way. That's been my philosophy, and I've done that the whole time. And it's worked well for me. I didn't want to be a face in the crowd. That was my philosophy. The producer for this show, Justin Arlock, he's been here 20 years, promoted 7 times. He was an audience coordinator. He was, get people in the audience and help them through the door and all that sort of thing. Been promoted 7 times and is a top-notch talent. He didn't get there by saying no. It's also his passion. But you got to know what your definition of success is. If you don't know, you're like an unguided missile, right? How do you know whether to take this step or not? Because you don't know where you're headed. Know what your definition of success is. Know what your currency is. And if your currency is accomplishment, great. If your currency is being serene, great. Whatever it is, know your currency and know your definition of success. Next, he says he's the black sheep of his family, partly due to his questionable work ethic. Will his mom give him a second chance? Well, we're going to find out after the break. When it comes to workplace drama, no one knows it better than the stars of the new primetime show, So Help Me Todd, which stars Academy Award winner Marcia Gay Harden and the star of Pitch Perfect, Skylar Astin, and it premieres tonight on CBS at 9 p.m. It's a scripted dramedy, and I'm proud to say I'm the executive producer, along with my son Jay and Julia Eisenman from my production company, Stage 29 Productions. Margaret is a meticulous attorney who hires her aimless black sheep son, Todd, as her law firm's in-house investigator after his license is revoked due to some questionable behavior. What could possibly go wrong here? Here's a sneak peek.
Todd, you hit bottom. I haven't hit bottom.
Sir, you need to come with us. Let's go.
You lost your PI license and you went to jail. And now you're working for Mom.
This is going to be so great for you.
Oh my God, I've hit bottom.
A woman claiming to have an affair with the mayor was strangled. I can pursue this case my own way.
What are you doing? Get off the wheel! I am driving this car!
I am looking for the mayor's missing wife.
Still no sign of her?
This is insane. We should have taken my car. This seat is filthy.
I am Inspector Cliff with the Portland Gas Company. I'm Betty with maintenance. This is Harry McDonald.
Find out where he is. Track him. Do your thing.
Mom, it's a laptop, not a crystal ball.
Do it!
By the way, I noticed that you have photos of Allison and Lawrence on your desk, but none of me. So, thank you.
Todd, those are your siblings' wedding photos. Get married and I'll be glad to include you. We will tell them the truth. Hello?
Look, Mom, it's the perishable box of the dead magician. Blammo. Got him.
You're in jail, but you are very good at this job. Maybe I should just let you be who you want to be.
How'd you get in here?
You have a good lawyer.
So Help Me Todd. New series Thursday, September 29th on CBS.
Definitely a old school and new school working together, and it's really a lot of fun, actually. Those two have great chemistry on stage, but they have some of the same issues that we're talking about here. I spent quite a bit of time on the Vancouver set, and recently I brought my own cameras to the set to catch up with Marcia Gay Harden, who plays Todd's mother, Margaret, on the set. Take a look. I'm in Vancouver on the set of our new show, So Help Me Todd. I'm going to be talking about this mother-son dynamic here. I mean, they may need some therapy. Who knows? Oh, whoa, somebody ratted me out. Working on my birthday. What can I say? Thank you. Finally drinking age.
Hello.
To be sitting here with Marcia Gay Harden on the set of So Help Me Todd is pretty surreal.
I remember the first day I walked on the set and you were with all the executives, and I walked in and said, I had no ability to just be cool.
Well, this is the day So Help Me Todd will air. When people ask you, what's the show you're doing, how do you describe it?
Right, I say this is an oil and vinegar story. Good God, Todd! Careening through life, making the rest of us pick up the pieces. You still owe me $9,000.
Mom, you hit the FaceTime button.
I did not. I can hear you perfectly.
Yes, and I can see you. You're on video.
No, I am... Oh. This is a very fancy lawyer mom who has a down-and-out detective son, and they come together, solve cases together. And my character, Margaret Wright, is all about the rules and all about following the rules, and Todd is all about unconventionally breaking the rules to solve the case. Do you know what recidivism is?
No. God, you're so judgmental.
How did Todd get the way he is?
I feel like you're blaming me a little bit. It's what happens on your shows. We have to take accountability. You know, it's a really good question, because how does a child turn out to be who the child is? Isn't the biggest question nature and nurture always?
I think from a psychological standpoint, there are some real messages for families in this show in finding a way to set judgment aside and work together, because you guys become a very effective team.
That is correct. As a parent, the lesson I say to my kids, like even about who they love or how they love, I say, if you fall in love with a giraffe, just bring the giraffe home for Thanksgiving. Because for me, that's what's important. And be together and love each other. And then you discover kind of wonderful things. But let's be fair. Dr. Phill,
Yes.
he's a millennial.
Yes.
And they don't do certain things, and it drives you up the wall.
Mom, take a look at this.
What is this? What is she doing? Is that Tuk Tuk?
You've had to have situations where there wasn't chemistry or it was forced. This doesn't feel like that.
I am so excited that you said that. There's something with Skylar Astin. It's just magical. It's also fun. And you're behind it.
Yes, I'm so proud to be connected
Yay.
to this. Notice I was working on my birthday. How about that for a work ethic? Next, hear how actor Skylar Astin says his mother helped shape his work ethic after the break.
Dr. Phill, I'm just so excited to be here with you talking.
Now, if I don't ask this, millions of fans across America and beyond would never forgive me. Tell me about your character, Allison.
It is a sort of classic, I think, middle sibling dynamic where I've got an older brother who's sort of the golden child, and then Todd, who's very much the opposite.
Why is a tiny little room in your garage her concern?
She doesn't want you freeloading off of Chuck and me.
Yeah, that's why I'm paying rent. Or why I will.
Your character seems to have an endless patience for him.
I love him and I want him to succeed, but he also drives me nuts.
Well, that was Madeline Wise, who plays Allison, the sister of laid-back black sheep detective Todd in the new drama So Help Me Todd, premiering tonight on CBS at 9 p.m. Eastern. I flew up to the set and sat down with Todd, played by the incredibly talented Skylar Astin.
Dr. Phill, I'm just so excited to be here with you talking.
It's so good to sit down and talk to you about this. This has really rolled, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it feels like theatrical, like a theater piece when it's me and Marcia being on set.
Bye. Go away.
You're very judgmental.
And you are. Todd. Wright. I play Todd Wright, who is a former private investigator who has been stripped of his license, and I now have to go work for my high-powered attorney mother.
Answer me. I got to put my psychologist hat on for a minute here. Are you a black sheep, or are you kind of representative of a generation that kind of walks to the beat of their own drum?
I think it's a black sheep to a certain class of a certain family that has certain expectations, that have certain professions. There's a high-powered attorney, there's a doctor, there's someone who works for the military, and then there's me.
Get ready for the biggest reveal.
All right.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Unfortunately, for better or for worse, is my domain.
This is your office?
I do not have a chair.
So you actually have to stand.
I have a step stool, so I feel like a tailor. Have you seen Margaret's office?
No. Is it bigger than yours?
Show you the size of her office and the size of her ego. Fresh cut flowers, nice little decor, some accent pillows.
Where's her step stool?
You're looking at her step stool. No, Allison, say I'm not here. Hello, what? Hi, I'm not speaking to you.
You are coming to my new condo tonight, and you are picking up all the boxes of crap that you left in your old room that I have now paid good money to haul across the city.
You and Marcia, I was there the moment you guys met on the set. It seemed to me that you two had an instant chemistry.
I think it's respect for each other, but I also think it's the want for the project to be what it's supposed to be.
Todd learned a lot from Margaret, obviously. How did your own mother write on the slate of who you are?
My mom is everything to me. There's not a lot that Margaret is that my mom is, actually, because my mom's always believed in me. She's my hero. Her resilience when she had stage 3 cancer and got through it, having 4 kids, never complaining. She showed me how to love, and she's shown me really great work ethic as well.
What's she think about this role, this show that you're in now?
She's excited. She likes watching me shine. She likes watching me be funny.
Now, if I don't ask this, millions of fans would never forgive me. Is Todd ever going to sing in this show?
If Todd sings, I think Todd wouldn't have the greatest voice. So maybe he will, but never say never.
Skylar, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Phill.
Appreciate it. Next, she took a job for her ex's mother, and now all three work together. Find out how that's going after the break. Today, we've been talking about work ethics and how they compare between today's younger and today's older generations. Well, that is on full display in the new primetime drama, So Help Me Todd. I was able to sit down with the rest of the cast to learn about how they have taken to their new roles.
Are Kim's family here yet? Yep. Got him in conference room B.
Tell me about how you see So Help Me Todd.
I keep saying it's like a comedy, but there's also some real life drama.
So what's Francie's relationship with Todd?
I think she adores him.
Yeah.
When you're not the parent and you don't have to worry about how messed up they are in life, you just enjoy the character of the person.
So you're from a big family. How big?
I'm one of 9.
One of 9?
Being from a big family, you kind of learn how to love everybody for their differences.
It's personal for my mom. Personal searches are strictly forbidden. And so is eating in my office. Crumbs, get out.
What did you think when you read the script about Lyle and the way he plays off with Todd?
I immediately knew who this person was. I have a younger brother. Basically, Lyle is the good son, and Todd is the not-so-good/bad son.
You can do more with less in a scene than anybody I've seen in a long time. And it really provides such a great element. There's comedy to it. There's drama to it.
Skylar is just excellent as Todd, and so we get to have a lot of fun, even when we get a chance to just kind of go off book a little bit and improvise. We're able to work well together.
I never catch you acting. I always catch you being Lyle. It's just natural.
Thank you. That's a huge compliment.
Here you are.
Hi. You play Susan.
I do.
Which is Todd's ex. And I was there the moment you run into Todd in the hallway, and you guys pulled it off so great when you saw each other. Have you ever had anything like that happen?
I was in Florence one year and I saw one of my ex-boyfriends and I was like, but I ran the other direction.
This is a law show. It's a family dynamic show. If there's a bridge between them, it's you.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. It's been so fun, though, because I can have separate relationships with Marsh and be very serious. And with Todd, I kind of fall back into that girlfriend fun kind of dynamic.
Is this the first time you've been a regular in a series?
Yeah.
So what's it feel like?
Every day I feel grateful coming onto set.
Well, and here's another shameless plug for my show. Be sure and watch the premiere of So Help Me Todd tonight on CBS at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to thank all of my guests today. As I say, we need to talk more about this. And thank you for being here. I appreciate it. For more information about today's episode, or if you'd like to share your story, log on to drphill.com. You want to add your voice to the conversation, and I'm sure a lot of you do. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You know where to find me. If you're in the Los Angeles area, you plan to be, we'd love to have you join us here on stage in our studio audience. The tickets are easy to get. Just go to drphill.com, click on Be Part of the Audience for all the details. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to my podcast, Fill in the Blanks, where I provide critical information on some of the really important issues that we're facing today, like this one. And listen to Robin's podcast, I've Got a Secret. She talks to some real thought leaders and unlocks the secrets to their success. You can get them both on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts. Stay safe. We'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.
today on Dr. Phill. Pretty on the outside.
I didn't like your wardrobe lady.
You spoke to our producer.
I just didn't like the questions he was asking me.
A bully on the inside.
You want to fight.
Absolutely.
I can't apologize for you anymore, and I can't be a punching bag.
See why this is America's most watched talk show.
I think you have like zero self-esteem.
I just think that's the dumbest thing I've heard yet.
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
I hate to see people suffering, and you've heard long enough.
Stand by, Dr. Phill.
I'm going to get you the help that you need.
In 5, 4,
This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Go, Dr. Phill.
Okay, I want you to listen to these quotes. I don't care if I hurt somebody's feelings. I made a girl cry at work and I laughed in her face. I don't have respect for anyone. These outrageous statements were made by Andrea, a beautiful young woman who, based on appearances, looks like someone you'd want to get to know. But her sister Holly says Andrea may be attractive on the outside, but on the inside, she's nothing but an ugly bully who gets a thrill out of verbally and physically attacking complete strangers. Take a look.
My older sister Andrea is a bully and verbally abusive towards everyone.
If it gets heated with her, I like to leave because she jabs and jabs and jabs.
She's known for being a bitch, rude, and being mean. Andrea has absolutely no filter when she opens her mouth. My sister constantly embarrasses me in public. When we're at the mall and there's children walking in front of her, I say these kids need to get out of my way. It's humiliating. Going to a restaurant, if she starts to get angry or heated, she doesn't care about people who are around her, whether it's elderly or children. And when you tell her to be quiet, she says, I'll say what I want.
I'm not gonna accept when we're out together and you're saying in front of everyone screaming at me, you're a piece of sister, you're a whiny little bitch.
Oh my God.
Sometimes I try and tell her to calm down, but I've learned to just not say anything because it'll just escalate. Every time she drinks, it usually ends up in disaster. And she walks around like she's King Kong. She started calling my friends sluts and whores. I can't bring her around my friends anymore. My sisters commented that I don't have her back, but I can't stand up for someone that I believe is doing such wrong and hurting people. I can't do it anymore.
Well, you may know people that you would describe the same way. Andrea admits she is a judgmental and angry person who doesn't hesitate to be rude and nasty to anyone who rubs her the wrong way. And no one is immune from her verbal assaults. In fact, when the producer of this show asked her a simple question during their first conversation, she responded, and I quote, "Well, that was a stupid bleeping question." And she didn't say bleeping. I had to fix that for the FCC. Take a look.
I have a lot of anger towards people, and I don't like anyone. When I'm angry, I feel like I'm on a high and completely unstoppable. I have gotten into physical fights with both men and women. If a 6-foot man walked up to me, I wouldn't hesitate to beat the crap out of him. I can be the biggest bitch. I threatened to slash a family member's tires. I told them that I hope they died and that I hated them. I have a huge problem with women. I can call women sluts and I can make them feel like they're this big. One time, a girl got up in my face and I was like, punch me in the face, punch me in the face, I dare you. My anger does escalate when I drink. My friends and I went to a bar. I had seen my friend talking to this guy. I flicked him in the face and I said that he was ugly and she was too good for him. I am who I am and I love being a vocal person, and I feel if people can't handle that, it's not my problem. I think Dr. Phil's gonna piss me off.
Well, give me a chance. You don't know, I might not.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah? So why do you think you're this way?
I think I'm this way because of past experience that went on in my life. I think it's just a buildup of many, many years.
So you've made bad choices?
I think I've made some bad choices, and I think a lot of it has to do with other people making bad choices towards me.
Yeah. So, but you get upset with people that you don't even know, right?
Yeah.
Like 2 months ago, you punched a guy in the face and...
At the bar.
At a bar?
Yeah.
Why'd you punch him in the face?
Well, I don't know. I don't remember. But he was obviously, like, pissing me off.
Why were you begging a girl, punch me in the head, punch me in the head, go ahead, punch me in the head, I dare you?
Because she was already in my face, so I figured if she's going to continue this, I'm going to tell her to do it. Tell her to punch me in the face. That way, she gets in more than I do because she started it. So.
Yeah. But I'd think of some other way to get in trouble and get punched in the head. I mean, why don't you tell her to punch herself in the head or something? I mean...
I don't know.
You tell her to punch you in the face?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't, like, if she punches me in the face first, then I feel like I have more of a right to go and finish it.
Yeah. And you want to fight?
I feel at some points I have this, like, that eagerness to really fight. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you get in a lot of fights?
Like, what period of my life are we referring to?
Today? Have you been in a fight today? Have you argued with anybody today?
I have argued. I didn't really argue with them today, but I was a little snippy today.
Why?
Because I didn't like your wardrobe lady.
You didn't like the wardrobe lady?
No.
Yeah. What'd you not like about her?
I asked for if I could wear pink, and she gave me green, and I didn't like that.
And so you're wearing pink?
Yes.
Does that make you happy?
Yes, because I asked again.
Yeah.
It looks good, though.
How have you gotten along with the staff overall?
The staff have been fine. I mean, I ran into some difficulties and issues with your director when I was doing the interview and stuff like that.
What did he do wrong?
I just didn't like the questions he was asking me.
Well, let's look.
And you're bothering me now.
I'm bothering you now?
Yes. But go on. I have... pissing me off. I don't know who I want to punch more in this room right now. I'm, like, so frustrated.
It's hard to do.
You know, just shut up for 5 minutes. Can I have a break?
Yeah.
What sets you off?
I just kind of felt like I was being asked questions that I didn't really feel like answering at the time, and it was more like, you gotta get it out, you've gotta say it, and I just wasn't ready to say it at that point in time. So it was just really frustrating me, and like, I almost felt like he was using some like reverse psychology to like get me to say more, so I just wanted to take a break.
Has she punched you in the face? Throw you against the wall, drag you around by your hair?
She has.
Why would you do that?
Because I'm angry.
And later, you obviously, to me, have like zero self-esteem.
I just think that's the dumbest thing I've heard yet.
Is dumb above or below stupid?
Wherever you want to place yourself in that.
Well, let me just look at some of the things you've said and tell me if this is the way she behaves, because, I mean, I want to know. You say, quote, I don't like anyone. I don't have respect for anyone. If someone can't handle that, that's their problem.
True.
Well, how do you know you don't like anyone?
Because I just can tell, like, first interaction with them or whatever, I just don't really have the energy to care to, like, get to know somebody, so I just don't. I choose not to like them.
So you say, quote, I will be the biggest bitch to anyone, right? Friends, co-workers, anybody.
For the most part, yeah.
Right. And you made a girl cry and then laughed in her face. What'd you do to make her cry?
Well, I'm not sure which girl we're talking about.
Does it happen so much you can't remember which one is which? I mean, is this frequent?
Frequent enough.
When you spoke to our producer, Justin, for the first time, he asked you a question, and you said, that was a stupid question. Why would you say that?
Because it probably was a stupid question. If I think something, I have the right to say it. If I'm gonna hurt your feelings, like, I'm sorry in advance, but...
Well, what he asked you when you said that was, he said, when you go up to people and you're rude, you could get in a physical fight. Do you get in a lot of physical fights? And you said, that's a stupid question.
Well, yes and no. That's my answer.
But it's not a stupid question. I mean, based on...
Well, if he is the, like, producer and, like, has all the notes and all the tapes, he just finished saying he watched the tape. And then he asks me that question. Well, it's on the tape. It's on the pieces of paper. Answer it yourself, and then ask me if you're not sure.
Mm-hmm. You say you don't like girls.
Not really.
You say, I'm very judgmental. I insult strangers. I will say just about anything. If I don't like the way a girl dresses, I'll call her a slut and a whore.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. There's no common sense as to why somebody dresses like that. It's not respectful to yourself.
Well, who made you the fashion police? I mean, seriously, who decided? I mean, what makes you think you decide what's right and what's wrong about what people wear?
The people who hurt me in the past. So
you were hurt by people that dressed that way in the
I was
past?
hurt by people in general, and if they happen to dress that way, then so be it. But I'm just saying that they hurt me in the past, and I have now become a person of complete hate towards everybody.
If you're at the mall and there are kids in front of you, you'll say loud enough for them to hear, stupid kids, get out of the way.
Yes. Sometimes.
Because you're so important that the sea should just part for you so you can move at the pace you want to move at?
Well, if you think that and I think that, then probably, yes.
Yeah. That's what makes you embarrassed.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
and a number of other things.
Yeah. Have you called her friends sluts, whores, and even the word in front of everyone?
Yes. Everything my friends have done, you've done. And sometimes you've done it worse.
Did you tell your stepfather, I hope you die, hate you?
Yes.
Did you tell your mother she's a stupid bitch and a mother?
Yes.
Is that true?
No.
Do you hope your stepfather dies?
I hope he just disappears.
Have you told your sister she's just a piece of and the worst sister ever and a bitch?
Yes.
Is she?
Sometimes. Lately more being a bitch than before. She is, yeah, being a bitch.
But you think she's the worst sister ever?
I don't think she's the worst sister ever, no, but...
So you lie?
I don't lie. I just, in the moment, say what I say.
Has she punched you in the face?
Yeah.
She'd throw you against the wall, drag you around by your hair?
She has.
Why would you do that?
Because I'm angry.
Well, a lot of people get angry and they don't punch people in the face and drag them around by the hair.
Well, a lot of people don't go through everyday things that I've gone through, so...
So what have you gone through?
In my life.
Yeah. What is it that made you so mad?
You want me to start from the beginning?
I want you to tell me whatever you think tells you you have the right to insult people, punch people in the face, tell them you hope they die.
I never said I had a right to do it. I said I
You
have...
do it, so
I
you
do
claim
it.
the right.
Right. So I'm angry. That doesn't mean I actually said I have the right. I don't think I have the right. I just do it because I'm angry, and I don't know where to put those anger feelings. There's a big difference between that, by the way.
Really?
Yes.
But if there's a difference, you justify it. You always justify it. So therefore, you do think you're right, and you think it's right.
This was going on even in high school, right?
Yes.
Did you get suspended for this kind of thing?
Yes.
Did you make a girl strip down naked? Because you were mad at her?
Yes. Because she was wearing my sister's clothes.
Did you get them?
I did, yeah.
You say you don't have the right to do this, but you claim the right when you do it. True?
If you think I'm claiming it.
You do.
I'm not claiming that I do it intentionally, but I do it. Doesn't mean I like it.
Are you doing it intentionally?
Right now?
No, when you do these things to people, when you insult people, when you say things to their face, when you punch them in the face, are you doing that intentionally? Or do you lose control?
I think maybe it's a combination of the two.
But you've been hurt. People have disappointed you.
Extremely.
Yeah. And so now it's get them before they get me.
Yes, you read my notes.
That's your theory?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, how's that working for you?
It seems to be a train wreck, obviously, because I'm losing my family.
You obviously, to me, have like zero self-esteem.
I just think that's the dumbest thing I've heard yet.
Is dumb above or below stupid?
Wherever you want to place yourself in that.
Do you think you're ugly?
Physically?
Yeah.
No.
Do you think you're stupid?
No.
Do you think you're boring?
No. Do you?
Do I think you're stupid, ugly, and boring?
Yes.
No, but I think you must.
I don't think so. Why?
Well, you obviously, to me, have like zero self-esteem. Why do you laugh about that?
I just think that's the dumbest thing I've heard yet.
That's the dumbest thing?
Yes.
Okay. Is dumb above or below stupid?
Wherever you want to place yourself in that.
Because you said that the producers were stupid and I'm dumb.
Well, I didn't say the producer was stupid. I said that the question he asked me was stupid.
Uh-huh.
So let's clarify that.
Okay. And I'm dumb because I think you have low self-esteem.
I think that was dumb, that what you said, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know I don't have low self-esteem.
Really? Why do you think that?
Because I'm very comfortable in my own skin, and I know that for a fact. And I have no reason to have low self-esteem on a physical level.
I don't think you're comfortable in your own skin at all. And I think you have like zero self-esteem.
All right, well, you can prove it to me.
So if that's dumb, then you just have to decide it's dumb. Why else would you be constantly leveling?
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean by leveling?
No.
See, when people have low self-esteem, they have to tear other people down. So they do one of two things. They either inflate their own ego, like, pump themselves up like they're all that, or they have to criticize the other people to shoot them down to their level because they see other people here and they see themselves here. And that's what we call brittle narcissism. And that's exactly what you do. You attack people with no provocation based on history because you can't stand to feel inferior. So you've got to tear other people down.
I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with it?
No, because, it's not what I want to think about people, or it's not how I want to act. So, there should be a difference in between wanting and actually not wanting.
Well, why are you so afraid?
Afraid of what?
Afraid of other people.
Because I would rather not waste my time and energy on somebody or people who are just going to, try and tear me down. So I try to get it out and move on.
But that's everybody, right?
Well,
you pretty much shoot at everybody.
90% of people you come in contact with are not really going to give a shit about you anyways that you meet. So what is the difference? That's my thought.
But that's you assuming that. And then there's people, you, who treat me and treat everyone like crap. So why are you, I don't understand how you can just go through life judging everyone, not giving someone the chance, anyone the chance. I was the one who made the comment thinking you have low self-esteem.
Oh, how nice.
Well,
it's fine.
I wasn't quoting you. That's my own observation.
Well,
if we agree,
I did
then,
make the quote.
Yeah.
I did say it.
Yeah.
Something on that line.
Yeah, if we agree, then we agree.
Maybe you should be a doctor too then. I don't think I'm afraid. I just choose not to give people a chance.
How can you say you're not afraid? You said 90% of the people don't care about me,
Right.
so therefore they're going to treat me in some negative way, so I'll just get them before they get me.
Yes,
So
and
that's
move
a
on.
fear response. You fear they're going to get you, so you get them first. That is a fear-driven response.
Okay.
Is it not?
Okay, I actually kind of agree.
Okay, there you go. Well, maybe I'm only half dumb.
Maybe.
Maybe. All right, next, why is Andrea so angry? She hinted at it, but I'm going to tell you and her what I think's going on here. We'll be right back. Who hurt you?
Everybody.
I'm talking about family members. What have they done that have hurt you?
I'm not up for discussion for that.
My sister gives me guilt trips by commenting that I have good friends and she doesn't have as many, or that I'm in such a good relationship with my boyfriend and she's not. Sometimes she'll say, oh, good for you, aren't you lucky, I have no one. Go back to your perfect life. And sometimes I've seriously considered terminating my relationships with these people to make her happy.
Well, Holly says her sister Andrea is a bully, has no filter when she opens her mouth. Now, according to Holly, her sister will belittle anyone from strangers to coworkers to her own family. You agree that you have anger just when you wake up in the morning. It's not in reaction to what somebody else does. You're just angry from the inside out, right?
I think for the most part, I'm angry from the inside out.
Who hurt you?
Everybody. I've had lots of people hurt me. Do you want specifics?
Yeah.
Family members, very, very good friends of mine that have come in my life and left my life, boyfriends, and everybody from people I work with to supervisors to management to everybody.
Do you consider that you've been abused?
On a emotional and mental level, yes, I feel that way.
What happened? How so? What do you categorize as being abused?
Anything that deteriorates my self-esteem and my feelings and my outlook on life, that's what...
So I'm talking about family members. What have they said or done that have hurt you?
I'm not up for discussion for that.
Have you had people do things to you, like grab you by the hair, pull you down the stairs?
I have had those encounters. Yeah, I have.
And has that left you damaged?
Absolutely.
Why are you afraid to talk about the emotional abuse?
I think the emotional abuse is harder to discuss, and I think emotional abuse is something that stays with you a lot longer than physical abuse. So trying to talk about it is just a little bit more harder to do.
Yeah. You believe that it drives a lot of what you say and do.
Yes.
Isn't it true that at times in your life you stood in the gap and protected your sister?
Yes.
So you know in your own mind what it is that damaged you inside, but you don't want to talk about it.
Right.
Well, play what if with me for a minute. What if keeping it bottled up inside left you angry and bitter and resentful for the rest of your life? And talking about it allowed you to put it out where it A, relieved pressure, and B, allowed people that were offering to help you the ability to help you deal with it, heal from it, move past it.
So you're saying, what if I did that? I don't know. I think that it could go either way, so I'm not really willing to take that risk. Because I could get help for it, I could not. I don't really know.
But it's not working for you to keep it inside, right? Because you say, if I put it out there, I could get hurt.
Right.
But it hurts inside.
Right.
So you know it hurts the way you're dealing with it. You might get hurt if you put it out. So it's, I'm definitely in pain by keeping it inside. I might be in pain if I don't keep it inside. Seems to me like your better odds are to have the courage to give it a voice and talk about it.
But this is just a what-if game.
I can't stand up for you and have to apologize for you anymore. I can't do it. I want my sister back.
You hit a soft spot, Dr. Phill.
I hate to see you squander an opportunity to truly get yourself a chance to be free.
Okay,
I hate to see you come to the precipice, get to a threshold, and not stand up for yourself at that point and get some help.
Ask your first question.
What has hurt you the most?
That I have not been considered good enough. It's always my fault. It's my fault for this. It's my fault for that. I have the big mouth. I'm the one who says everything. I'm the one who gets in trouble. The mental and emotional abuse is what hurts. The lack of understanding and the fact that nobody listens.
Do you think I'm listening now?
I think you're tuned in. I think people who really listen are the ones who are going to understand at the end.
There's one person in this world that you know absolutely loves and cares about you.
Yes.
And you know you'll eventually drive her away.
I understand.
She's gone a long way to get you here, to try and get you help. Look her in the eye right now.
And?
Ollie, tell her what you want for her. Look her in the eye, don't look away.
I want my sister back. I want a role model again because it's gone. I want to be proud to be your younger sister and to not be scared to take you places or what you're gonna say to people. But I want you to love yourself like you did.
What do you miss about her?
Everything. I mean, I look at her and it's not my sister anymore. Nothing about her is her. We don't talk anymore like we used to. I don't...
Look at her.
Well, I have to look at the napkin to open it.
I don't confide in her. I don't go to her for help anymore because I'm scared to feel stupid in my decisions. I'm scared to tell her if something good goes on in my life because I know that she's dealt with so much in the past 2 years. I feel guilty if something's going right for me and it's not for her. I can't stand up for you and be there for you and have to apologize for you anymore. I can't do it. And I can't be the punching bag.
Do you want her in your life?
100%.
Because even though you try to be strong and steel yourself against things, you do get hurt.
Yeah.
And isn't it nice to have someone in your life at that time, somebody you can depend on?
Yes.
Did it hurt when you lost your grandfather?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he was my role model. You hit a soft spot, Dr. Phill.
Did he believe in you?
Yes. 100%. 100% with everything I wanted to do.
So you knew every day you woke up, there was somebody in this world that thought you were special.
Yeah.
Somebody in this world that believed in you,
Yeah.
saw your gifts, talents, everything about you, and then he's gone.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What did he want for you in your life?
Probably just to enjoy it and have fun. He was always about having fun and not really listening too much to other people.
How long ago did you lose him?
When I was 13, 14, 10 years ago.
Still think about him?
Every day.
You don't want to lose her too.
No.
Do you love her?
Absolutely. With all my heart.
Do you care that you hurt her?
Absolutely.
But you don't care enough to stop it.
I don't know how to stop it. I do apologize because I do feel bad, but I don't know how to stop it.
We'll be right back. I have a belief, and I've said this before, that I think when people show anger and hostility and aggressiveness, that it's really just an outward manifestation of hurt, fear, and frustration. But that's really what's going on, isn't it?
That I'm hurt. Yes.
Scared and frustrated.
Yes.
Because you can't change what happened, and there's no way to make it fair. There's no way to make it fair. And not even God can change what has happened. But you can change what is happening.
Right.
And that's what you wanted to do, right? I mean, you're totally prepared to completely forgive her for anything, to ask for forgiveness for anything. You're totally ready to wipe the slate clean.
If she's willing to, I will.
But what she's telling you is she wants to, but she doesn't know how. She's like, I don't know how to not be reactive. I don't know how to not be explosive. I don't know how. It's just like somebody that's got a really bad sunburn and you come up and slap them on the back. It's not the slap that makes them cringe, it's that they're already burned. And isn't that what's happening with you?
Yes.
It's like you got a terrible sunburn. Your psychological skin is burned.
Yes.
And it doesn't take much to grate it and go, oh, geez. Whether it's traffic or somebody saying something stupid or somebody not being attentive or whatever it is. And so you got to heal the skin because you know how to be nice.
I do.
And you know how to control yourself.
Yes.
You've been very controlled here today with me.
Guess so.
And I've asked you questions that you would rather not talk about, but you talked about it because you really want to change this.
Yes.
But first you got to heal what's happening inside, and it is too much for you to deal with. It takes professional help. And I am prepared to bring that to you. I am prepared to offer that to you just as a gift from us to you, privately, quietly, in your own place and time, to figure out what you have to do to let go of the anger. Will you accept that gift?
Yes.
I want to bring you that help because I think you deserve that help. And I think she deserves to have her sister back.
Thank you.
Will you give it a shot?
I'll give it a shot.
How did I come out of this so far?
Do you want the truth?
Yeah.
I think I've heard a lot of the things you've said before.
Uh-huh.
I heard it from other people and research, and I mean, I'm not saying you're smart, but
Do I get a C?
you get you get a B.
A B?
Yeah, because and I say that because you made a very valid point that I hope that my sister will be able to understand about the sunburn.
Uh-huh.
I think that's a very serious and honest opinion, and you're really right on for that.
And I just get a B?
Yeah.
Because we haven't even been here an hour.
I know.
I think we've made quite a bit of progress in less than an hour.
I wouldn't argue your grade with me.
Yeah. Yeah. It could go down.
It could go either way.
I'm not going to give you a grade. I'm just going to give you a big push in the right direction. And I think I know what's going to happen. And I think when it does, I hope you pay it forward.
Thank you.
I hope you pay it forward. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We'll be right back. All right, joining us is Kristen Hayes, and Kristen is a representative from Four Circles Recovery Center, which is an innovative wilderness-based treatment program for males and females ages 18 to 28. And now these are folks with addiction and substance abuse problems, co-occurring mental health issues. They deal with all types of things of that nature. I sent Andrea backstage. I didn't let her stay. I said, I want you to go backstage because I told her as she was getting up, I'm not going to wait a week or a month. I want to get you help today. And the help that I had in mind for her is with Kristen and her great organization. You've had a chance to visit with Andrea. What did she have to say?
We presented the treatment opportunity for her and told her about Four Circles Recovery Center. It is a great blend of traditional therapy with wilderness therapy, and she accepted.
Okay. So my plan, and I want to be very clear about this, is Andrea needs help because she is wounded. And this is something that I think she's been living with for a long, long time. So if this is ever going to be dealt with, she's going to have the courage to do that. And so you guys are willing to take her into the program, get her focused on the issues that she needs to get this anger out and move forward. And that's the plan, right?
Definitely. The Four Circles will give her the opportunity to focus on herself, to learn new tools for communication and relationship skills with her sister and beyond. And she'll be able to take those skills and use them for the rest of her life. And yes, it's a great time for her to focus on herself and get that one-on-one counseling in a private environment. And we expect her to do very well.
All right. Well, we're going to be real interested to keep an eye on exactly how this all goes. All right, we spoke about the issue of bullying today. If you are being bullied, no matter how old you are, a child, a teen, or even an elderly adult, there is support. Log on to drphill.com and we'll have a list of every resource for every group that we think can be of help to you. And I want to thank all of my guests today, and of course, a special thanks to Kristen Hayes and the Four Circles Recovery Center, whose program puts a complete emphasis on the four circles of recovery: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And for more information on all of that, you can go to drphill.com. Thanks so much for being here. So long.